They had been friends for 8 years. 4 people. 2 couples. 1 tradition. Traveling together every year as if nothing could ever change. Daniel and Emily were calm, practical, predictable. Mark and Olivia were loud, emotional, always laughing with a drink in hand. Same apartments, same beaches, same late-night talks. They joked that they were already a family. They didn't realize how dangerous that was. This time, it was an island. White sand, ocean air, and the feeling that rules didn't fully apply here. It started quietly. Mark began joking, not for Olivia, but for Emily. Emily held his gaze a second longer than she should have. Daniel was busy planning routes and rentals. Olivia noticed and laughed it off. At first, the flirting was subtle, almost polite. Early morning swims while others slept. Accidental touches at breakfast. Late-night messages. "Can't sleep either. We're just friends," Emily said once. "That's what makes it dangerous," Mark replied. Nothing was said on the island. Islands don't like the truth. The truth waited at the airport. At the arrival's exit, Olivia was waiting for Mark. She was already imagining his hug, the ride home, normal life returning. Instead, Mark and Emily walked out together, holding hands, calm, certain. Daniel followed behind them, alone. "This is a joke, right?" Olivia asked, forcing a smile. "No," Mark said quietly. "We didn't plan it, but it happened." Emily stared at the floor. Daniel said nothing. The silence was heavier than shouting. "So, you came back as a couple?" Olivia asked. "Yes," Mark answered. "We don't want to pretend anymore." The shock was physical. Friendship ended in a single moment, but the pain was too shared to simply walk away. At first, Daniel and Olivia talked only out of necessity. Then, to vent. Then, because it was easier to talk to each other than to anyone else. "Funny," Olivia said one night. "We were always so close and never really looked at each other." "Maybe everything had to break first," Daniel replied. They met just to talk. They talked. Then they stayed. A month later, they had their own jokes. 2 months later, their own plans. 3 months later, plane tickets to the same island. What happens next is unknown. Maybe it will fall apart. Maybe history will repeat itself. Or maybe life sometimes rearranges people, breaks familiar patterns, and proves that even betrayal can become a beginning. One fact remained. 2 new couples returned from one vacation, and none of them ever called it just friendship again.